Welcome to Marketing Momentum on the Rise, the show where we burn off the noise, fix what's broken in your growth engine, and rebuild with clarity. I'm Sterling Phoenix, and if your funnel's stalled, your message is ghosting your buyers, or your team can't agree on what's actually working, this is the clarity pass you didn't know you needed. Let's go. If people can't repeat your pitch after one sentence, you don't have influence. You have noise. Welcome to the Rise with Sterling Phoenix. This is a Messaging Moves episode where we get tactical about language, clarity, and positioning. Today we're breaking down why most pitches fall flat and the one-line test that fixes it. Because here's the reality. You could have the best idea, the best product, the best solution in the world. But if you can't communicate it clearly, it doesn't matter. If people walk away from your pitch confused, impressed but unclear, or unable to explain what you do to someone else, you've lost. Not because your idea isn't good, but because your messaging didn't land. And that's what we're fixing today. Let's go. Let me start with a scenario you've probably lived. You're pitching your idea. Could be to an investor, a potential client, a partner, even your own team. You've prepared, you know your stuff, you're confident. You start talking, you explain the problem, the solution, the market opportunity, the differentiators, and the vision. You're thorough, you're detailed, you're covering all the bases. And then when you finish, the person across from you says something like this. Interesting. So what exactly do you do again? Or worse, that's a lot. Let me think about it. And you walk away frustrated because you just explained it. You gave them everything they needed to understand. But here's what's actually happened. You gave them too much. And too much is the same as too little. Because confused people don't act. They don't buy. They certainly don't invest. They don't spread your idea. They just smile and nod and move on. And the brutal part, you probably sounded smart. You used the right terminology, you covered all the features, you painted the vision. But smart and clear are not the same thing. And in messaging, clear always wins. Because if someone can't repeat your pitch after hearing it once, they can't champion it. They can't refer you. And they can't even remember you accurately. Your message dies the moment you leave the room. And that's the problem we're solving today. Let's start with the first reason pitches fail, the cluttered pitch problem. Most pitches collapse under their own weight. Too many features, too much backstory, too many adjectives, too many words. You're trying to communicate everything, the full scope, the complete vision, and all the nuances. And in doing so, you end up communicating nothing clearly. Here's what this sounds like in real life. We're an AI-powered cloud-based platform that leverages machine learning algorithms to optimize workflows and drive operational efficiency through seamless integrations and real-time analytics, enabling enterprises to transform their digital infrastructure while maintaining security, compliance, and scalability. Congratulations. You just said a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you, that was a mouthful just to get out. Now, the person listening, they just heard AI, cloud, something about workflows, enterprise. I think they're not dumb. Your pitch is just cluttered. Or here's another version. So we started this because I was working at my last company and we had this problem where data wasn't syncing properly, and I thought there has to be a better way. And so I talked to my co-founder and we realized that a lot of companies have this issue. And we spent 6 months building a prototype and testing it with early users. And we're launching this platform that basically helps teams collaborate more effectively by centralizing their communication and integrating with existing tools, while also providing analytics so you can see what's working. Stop. I'm already lost. Not because I'm not smart enough to follow, but because you buried the lead under 6 layers of context, backstory, and tangents. Here's the truth: you sounded smart, but the person listening is confused. And confused people, they don't buy, they don't back you, they don't spread your idea. They say, interesting, and they move on to something they actually understand. Because clarity is a prerequisite for action, and clutter kills clarity. So if your pitch is longer than 15 words, if it requires you to explain the explanation, if people need to ask follow up questions just to understand what you do, you have a clutter problem. And the fix isn't adding more details, it's ruthlessly cutting everything that doesn't serve absolute clarity. Here's the second truth that changes how you think about messaging: clarity beats clever every single time. We think influence comes from sounding polished or original, from using impressive language or creating metaphors. We think people will remember us because we were smart, witty, or sophisticated. But real influence comes from clarity. The best ideas aren't the ones people admire, they're the ones people can repeat. Think about the most successful brands, the most viral ideas, the messages that actually spread. They're not the cleverest, they're just the clearest. Just do it. Not clever, clear. Think different. Simple, memorable, repeatable. A computer on every desk and in every home. Not poetic, clear. These messages work not because they're impressive, but because anyone can remember them and repeat them accurately. And that's the standard your pitch needs to meet. Because here's the reality of how ideas spread: you pitch to someone, they say they're interested. Later that day, they're talking to a colleague and they say, hey, I met with someone today who does this thing. And then they try to explain what you do. If your pitch was clear, they nail it. They repeat your message accurately, and now your idea is spreading without you in the room. If your pitch was clever but unclear, they fumble. They get the details wrong. They can't quite capture it, and your message dies. If your pitch can't travel without you in the room, it's dead on arrival. So stop optimizing for impressive and start optimizing for repeatable. Stop trying to sound smart, start trying to be crystal clear. Because impressive might get you a wow, that's interesting, but clear gets you, let me introduce you to someone who needs this. And the second one is what actually builds momentum. Clarity isn't sexy, but it's the only thing that scales influence. All right, here's the third move: the tactical fix that changes everything. The one line test. Here's how it works: can you say your pitch in one line, clear enough that someone else can repeat it at lunch the same day? Not a paragraph, not a few sentences, one line. If you can't, your pitch isn't clear enough. Strip it down. Why one line? Well, because one line forces clarity. It cuts out all the jargon, it eliminates the backstory, it forces you to choose what actually matters. You can't hide behind industry buzzwords when you only have 15 words. You can't bury the lead under context when you only have one single sentence. You have to get to the core, the essence, the thing that matters most. And that's where clarity lives. So, let me show you how this works. Here's a cluttered version. We're building a platform that uses AI and data analytics to help marketing teams optimize their campaigns by providing real-time insights into customer behavior and engagement patterns across multiple channels so that they can make better decisions and improve ROI. Whew, that was a mouthful. Now, how about the one-line version? We show marketing teams which campaigns are working in real time. See the difference? The second version tells you exactly what they do. No confusion, no fluff. Here's another. Our solution is a comprehensive workflow management system designed to streamline operations and enhance collaboration across distributed teams by integrating with existing tools and providing customizable dashboards that give visibility into project status and resource allocation. That was quite a mouthful, right? Now, how about the one line version? We help remote teams ship projects faster without the chaos. Again, clear, simple, relatable, repeatable. Notice what happens in both examples. We didn't lose the important information. We just removed everything that didn't serve clarity. We focused on the outcome people care about, not the mechanics of how we deliver it. We used plain language instead of jargon, and we made it memorable, something that someone could actually repeat accurately 5 minutes later. That's the power of a one line test. It forces you to clarify what you're actually selling, not features, not process, value. So, here's how you apply this. Take your current pitch, the one you've been using, write it out. Now ask yourself, what's the single most important thing someone needs to understand about what I do? Not five things, just one thing. What's the outcome I deliver? What's the transformation I create? What's the problem I solve? Strip everything else away and get to the core. Then write it in one sentence, under 15 words. Use plain language, no jargon, no buzzwords, no industry speak, please. And test it. Say it out loud. Does it sound something like a human would actually say? Or does it sound like marketing copy? If it sounds like copy, rewrite it until it sounds like conversation. Then comes the real test. Share it with someone outside your bubble, someone who doesn't know your industry, your product, or your marketing. Say your one line pitch once, then ask them, what do I do? If they can repeat it back accurately, even if they use slightly different words, you've nailed it. If they hesitate, if they fumble, if they say, I think you do something with, you're not there yet. Keep stripping, keep clarifying, keep simplifying until your message is so clear that anyone can repeat it after hearing it just once. Because that's when you know it's ready to spread. Now, let me tell you why this matters so much. Your pitch isn't just words, it's your opportunity to create momentum. Every time you pitch, you're either creating clarity that compels action or you're creating confusion that kills momentum. There is no middle ground. And here's what's at stake. If your pitch is unclear, you wasted the opportunity. The conversation ends, the door closes. But if your pitch is clear, if it lands with precision and it sticks in their mind, if they can repeat it, you've created a multiplier effect. They remember you accurately, they refer to you correctly, and they'll champion your idea in rooms you're not in. And then your message spreads, your influence compounds, and your momentum builds. And all of that starts with clarity, not clever language, not impressive vocabulary or comprehensive details. The kind of clarity that comes from ruthlessly cutting everything that doesn't serve immediate understanding. That's the difference between pitches that fall flat and pitches that open the door. All right, here's your move. Take the offer, idea, or project you're pitching right now. Maybe it's a product, maybe it's a service, or just a vision you're trying to get your team behind. Whatever it is, write out your current pitch, then strip it. Cut it down until you can deliver it in one line under 15 words. No jargon, no backstory, no feature list. Just the core, the outcome, the transformation. Then test it on somebody outside your bubble, someone who doesn't even know your space. Say it once, then ask them to repeat it back. If they nail it, you're done. Use that pitch. If they stumble, you got work to do. Keep refining until they don't make a mistake. Because that's the only pitch that matters. The one that's so clear that it can travel without you. Here's the one thing I want you to remember from all of this. If people can't repeat it, they can't spread it. And if they can't spread it, you don't have influence. You just have noise. So stop trying to sound impressive. Stop adding more details. Stop explaining the explanation. Start with clarity. Strip it to the core and make it repeatable. And that's how ideas spread. That's how influence builds. That's how you turn one conversation into 100. Thanks for listening to The Rise. If today sparked something for you, if you're about to go rewrite your entire pitch, take a moment and subscribe to keep your rise in motion. Clarity, momentum, no burnout. That's the rocket.